Today we're making Buchteln. If you know what that is, that means you're probably from Austria. If you don't worry, because I didn't even know what it was a few days ago either. But essentially, it's Austria's take on a jam sandwich. First step, get some tepid milk and get it into the bowl of your stand mixer. Tepid milk's just warmed up milk. Then, we're going to crumble in some fresh yeast. Then I've weighed out the total amount of sugar that's going to go into the buns. I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of teaspoons in there. And then, we mix it all up till all the yeast and sugar is dissolved. And then we just let this sit for around 5 to 10 minutes till it gets nice and foamy. So in Austria, the flour to use is going to be glatt W480. Glatt means smooth or very finely milled, and W stands for Weizen, which is wheat flour, and 480 refers to the ash content, which is the classification they use in Germany and Austria. All that means is the lower the number, the whiter the flour is going to be. Everywhere else in the world, the best substitute is going to be all-purpose flour. You could use cake flour, but I don't think it's going to give enough strength in the dough to make it nice and fluffy and bread-like. So go with all-purpose. But if you're in Austria, glatt W480. In the bowl it goes. You're also going to add the rest of your sugar, your eggs and egg yolks, some salt, a little bit of vanilla sugar, and the zest of half a lemon. We're going to start mixing on a low speed to start bringing that dough together. Okay, as you can see, the dough's starting to come together. Now we're going to start to add softened butter a little bit at a time. I forgot to soften up my butter, so I had this sitting in a low oven and I might have over softened it, but it's going to be fine. So we're just going to scrape little bits of butter in at a time and then wait for that to get fully incorporated before we add the next little bit. Right, once all your butter's in and incorporated, go ahead and give it a mandatory scrape down. And then we're going to close it back down. Then we're going to turn the speed on to about a medium low. Then let it mix for about 7 to 8 minutes. So I had my dough mixing a little longer than usual. It's been mixing for about 12 minutes now. And I'm just going to check if it's ready. We're just going to take a little bit of the dough. I'm going to give it the old window pane test. So just got a little bit of flour on my hands. And when you stretch the dough out, you should stretch it to where it doesn't tear. Which, that just tears, so it's not ready. So I'm going to close it down. And we're going to mix it on a medium speed for about another 3 minutes or so. Then we'll give it another look. Okay, we've been mixing away for about another 3 minutes or so again. Now we're going to try this window pane test again. Grab some dough with lightly floured hands. And we're just going to pull it. And we're just going to pull it out so it doesn't break, but you can see daylight through it. Which I'm not sure if that's coming up on the camera, but that's pretty damn thin to me. So, we're going to get it out onto the table and bring it into a nice tight little bowl. So even though this dough has built up a lot of strength already, it's still extremely sticky. So I'm just going to put a little bit of flour down on the table, just to help it prevent sticking. A little bit of flour on my hands. Now we're just going to coax this dough with the help of my bench scraper into a nice tight bowl. Then get a little bit of oil, put it into the mixing bowl, zhuzh it around, then get your dough ball, plop it in your bowl, just give it a little turn around, get it all coated in that oil. And you want to get your plastic wrap out and you want to cover it up nice and tight. You could use a dinner plate or a proper lid on top of here, but if you're in a bit of a time crunch or you want it to move along a little bit quicker than it normally would, I would advise go with the plastic wrap. I believe that the plastic wrap helps seal in the moisture a lot more and the heat, and it helps it rise a lot quicker. That's just my experience. I don't know if there's any science behind that actually backs it up, but that's just personal experience. Plastic wrap helps it rise a hell of a lot quicker. Which also, the next step is I'm gonna proof this in the oven. Now I've had my oven preheating to 50 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna stick my dough in there, but I'm gonna turn the oven off. And that should also help, much warmer environment to help this dough rise a little quicker. Which, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're gonna stick it in there until it doubles in size. We're gonna make a little vanilla sauce to go with the Buchteln. We're gonna need 500 grams of milk, but I'm gonna do 50-50 milk and cream. So in goes the cream, and the next 250, we're going in with some full fat milk. Now we're gonna get this on the stove and warm it up. You don't want it to boil, but you wanna warm it up till you just start seeing some little bits of steam coming off the top. While the milk's heating up, we're gonna throw in a vanilla bean. So I've got these fresh vanilla beans. I don't know, in Austria they come in these little test tube. I don't know if that's happens in the rest of the world. I'm pretty sure in Australia you don't get them in a little tube like this, but it keeps them nice and fresh. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if vanilla beans come in a tube where you live. So, simple enough with this thing. We're gonna cut it straight down the guts, straight down the middle. We're gonna fold it out, and we're gonna scrape out all the seeds. Which I like to go about halfway, then scrape one way, and then turn it around and scrape the other way. I found that's the easiest way to get all the beans out. The skin and the seeds, we're gonna pop in the milk and let it steep in there while it comes up to temperature. Also, while it's coming up to temperature and after you got your vanilla in there, just go ahead and give it a little mix around. Make sure nothing's scalding to the bottom. And you know, you got nothing else to do, so you might as well stand here and give it a little mix. Okay, so I can just start to see little bits of steam rising from my milk. So I'm gonna take it off the heat. I'm just gonna let it sit and chill out. Let that vanilla infuse into the milk. So, while your vanilla's infusing into your milk, we'll get on with the eggs. So we're gonna need 4 egg yolks into the bowl, which I found the easiest way is to do it in your sink. So we crack the egg into the hand, let the white strip through, and into the bowl. Now, you might be thinking I'm wasting these egg whites, but I'm actually not. I'm putting them into this little bowl. Don't waste food. So I've got my egg yolks in the bowl. To that, I'm gonna add my sugar and just a little bit of salt. Because salt makes everything taste better, even desserts. So now I'm just gonna whisk all these together until they're nice and pale. As you see there, I've just started mixing and it's still quite orange. So I'm just gonna keep whisking this until it turns a pale color. And the sugar's all dissolved into the yolks. Alright, as you can see, the mixture's turned very pale and all the sugar's mixed in there. The next step is we're gonna temper the eggs, which means I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this warm milk, well it's actually not, it's a bit warmer than warm, into here, but not all of it, just a little bit, while we mix it. And this is gonna slowly bring the temperature of the eggs up a little bit, so when we add it all back into here and cook it, the eggs won't scramble. Well, that's the theory anyway. Let's see if we can actually do it. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in there, about that much, and we're gonna mix. And I'm gonna pour a little bit more. Okay. Now we should have tempered the eggs, nothing scrambled. Now we're gonna pour this mixture into the pot while we continue to mix. You're gonna transfer this to a low heat, and you're gonna slowly bring it up to temperature while mixing it around with a spatula or a whisk still, just so nothing sticks to the bottom. And we're gonna bring it up to around 84 degrees Celsius, or until the mixture thickens and coats the back of a spoon. Okay, once you bring your custard up to temperature, which I took mine a little bit past 84, because I wasn't happy with the thickness. At the start, you could have actually mixed a little bit of cornstarch in here, and that would have helped to stabilize things a little bit more and get a little bit of extra thickness to it. But be careful not to make it too thick. The vanilla sauce you want for your Buchteln has to be a little bit on the thinner side so it actually soaks into that bread. But what we're looking for is you dip your spoon in and the line doesn't come together. That's exactly what you're looking for. It also should taste amazing. Nice and sweet. Another thing to note, do not under any circumstance bring this to a boil, because the eggs will scramble and then you're going to have scrambled egg vanilla sauce, and nobody wants that. Now we're just going to set this aside. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit more before I put a little bit of plastic wrap on the top, just so it doesn't form a skin. My dough's doubled in size. So I'm going to get a little bit of flour down on the bench, help with stickage, and then dough comes out. Another key tip here, fill that up with water while you divide this out. Then by the time you finish faffing around with that, this will be super easy to clean. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and divide the dough up into around 50-55 gram little balls. If you hit anywhere between 50 and 55 grams, call it good. Once you get all your dough portioned out, make the next step easier. Just give them a quick roll into a nice little bowl. Next step's pretty easy. We're just going to flatten out the bowl. Into a nice little disc shape. Then we're going to get our plum jam, which the only one to use is Buchteln in Austria. If you can't get a hold of this, any thick jam will work. Try not to use anything runny, it'll probably leak out all over you. So we're just going to put a good amount into the center of the dough, and then we're just going to, simple enough, bring all the seams together. Make sure the bottom's sealed up nice and tight. After you pinched it all together. Right, once you've got it all sealed up nicely, got some melted butter here. You're going to dip the dough ball straight into the butter, get it all coated around, and then seam side down, you're going to place your little dough ball. Now you go through and fill the rest. As I was putting these together, I got to thinking what they're going to taste like in the end product, as I usually do on these cooks. I imagine this is going to be like a big fluffy jam sandwich. And then when I was growing up, I used to always have peanut butter with my jam. Crunchy, none of that smooth business, has to be crunchy. So, I'm going to make a peanut butter and jam buchtel. Once you got them all rolled out, you just want to cover them loosely with a tea towel and let them poof up a little bit more. After they finish puffing up, you got to stick them into 180 degrees Celsius preheated oven, top bottom heat. So, like all good Austrian desserts, as soon as they come out the oven, you got to hit them with some more butter. I'd advise actually not to skip this step. This is going to help the buns soften up even more. And then just to sweeten it up even more, we're going to finish it off with some powdered sugar over the top. So there seems to be a bit of a discussion going on when I was asking people about this. And it's all got to do with the plating and the vanilla sauce. Now, do you put the vanilla sauce in the bottom of the plate and put the buchteln on top? Or do you put the buchteln in the plate and then sauce it over the top? Or do you just have it on the side and dip it? Let me know how you do it in the comments down below. But I'm going with the sauce on the bottom of the plate and the buchteln straight on top. That's how I'm going with mine. Also, I'm pretty sure this is meant to be eaten with some cutlery. I'm just going to roll it around the sauce and shove it in my mouth. Another sweet classic from Austria. But let's see if my peanut butter and jam idea actually worked out. Obviously, fair playing field. It's got to go with the vanilla sauce as well. Because even if you don't make the whole buchteln, just make that vanilla custard. It's pretty damn tasty. Alright, going in. This might just be the nostalgia talking, but I think adding the peanut butter to it made it even better. And if you don't believe me, try this recipe out. Let me know down in the comments.